Champions are not born, they are forged, tempered and shaped by the fires of competition. Each year, the nation's best amateur racers enter the flames of the Sports Car Club of America Runoffs, a single, winner-take-all event. This year, the Runoffs returns to Road America, one of the world's greatest and most challenging tracks. Over 500 drivers will take the green to the 48th annual Runoffs. Only 28 will emerge as national champions. The SCCA Runoffs, next on Speedcast TV.
And welcome to coverage of the 2011 SCCA National Championship Runoffs, the 48th running. And for the third straight year here at Road America, I'm Jim Schrader along with Dorsey Schrader. Going to go racing with a whole lot of open-wheel excitement for you. This 13-lap event will feature two different divisions, Formula Enterprises, a truly spec class, and the Formula Mazda boys that all get to play together. Again, two different divisions on the track at the same time. There's 28 different classes that will be crowned champions, but only 24 time slots per se. So a couple classes are sharing the racetrack, including this one, Dorsey. It should be exciting to watch.
Well, Formula Enterprise, which is a spec class all to itself, did out-qualify Formula Mazda, which is also a spec class all to itself. That being said, Formula Enterprise, with their 16 cars, will take the grid first. Then there'll be a delay or a time gap back to the 14 cars that are in Formula Mazda, where they'll get their green start. They probably will intermingle before the day is over.
We'll keep track of it for you, really. The cars may look similar in appearance, but certainly the speeds are different, and certainly the category is two different categories. Formula Enterprises, for just the third year now, a national class, a national championship class here at the SCCA National Championships. And the Formula Mazdas certainly have a storied history. Darrell Willis among the drivers going for what is called a super sweep. We'll also have a super sweep eligible driver in Scott Reddick in Formula Enterprises as well. Very prestigious, one of the toughest things to earn in any given year, much less in a lifetime of racing. The super sweep is eligible for those two drivers, one in each category, one in each class, because they've won their division. They captured the national point standings. They won one of nine designated super sweep events throughout the season. And if they win the runoffs, they get that big old title, super sweep, and they get to meet the president of SCCA in Victory Lane as well. Yet to happen thus far here in the SCCA National Championship runoffs. A very difficult task, no matter the division or the racers' competition level, because, again, we're compiling all the racers for the very first time, Dorsey, against one another at the season-ending grand finale.
It's a tough accomplishment for sure. When you look at these two classes and you look at Formula Enterprise versus Formula Mazda, about 2 seconds a lap is the difference pole to pole. So, in theory, the Formula Enterprise's car should take off and run away and hide from the Formula Mazda guys, so they each can have their own great race over this 4-mile expanse.
18 cars make up the Formula Enterprises class. 14 Formula Mazdas are in position to win the gold, bronze, and silver. Both divisions had new track records established here in qualifying. 7 cars went below the track record in Formula Enterprises qualifying. 6 were better than the old record in Formula Mazda.
And you can credit that to absolutely perfect weather for qualifying and going fast. We've had very, very cool temperatures here, Elkhart Lake. You know, this is the first day that hasn't been very windy. It's been pretty windy up here, but, you know, when you've got temperatures in the 60s, 50s, and 60s, air's cool and dense, engines make good power, tires don't get hot, everything's happy.
Now, one thing we will be cognizant and aware of, with the 32 different race cars on the racetrack, we noticed that with other divisions running before them, there has been some build-up. There has been some marbling out on the outside of the racing line.
That's a very good point. There are a lot of races being run on a day-to-day basis, and there's no time between these rounds to go out there with sweepers and clean this whole racetrack, which the corner workers will do tonight. They'll clean the whole thing up before tomorrow. But being late in the day like this, there's a lot of spent rubber. There's a lot of marbles. We always talk. David Hobbs calls it clag. So whatever you want to call it, you get to the outside of this racetrack, you're going to find a very unpleasant low-grip area.
And final adjustments being made by the Formula Enterprises and Formula Mazda teams. We see the corner workers there. The men and women in white, we got to give them a nod and a thanks for all their involvement in every aspect of keeping these racers safe, on schedule, and certainly on the primary concern of safety here. We can't thank the corner workers enough that have come much like the racers from around the country, to come and support and work this event for free as volunteers.
This is the biggest event that SCCA has throughout its year, no matter where you live in the country. This is the epitome. This is their Super Bowl. You want to be here, and if you're a worker, it's not any different whatsoever. You want to come work this event because you meet with other people just like you from all over the country, and you're watching the best racing, quite honestly, there is in the United States.
And you may see them relaxing here, but they know every element of what needs to be done in the safest possible manner. They are able and ready at these workstations. Camaraderie, yes, but primary concern, make sure these racers are safe and stay safe.
Well, they're only resting for about 10 more minutes.
Right.
There's about 10 or 15 minutes between these rounds, and then they'll all be up doing their prospective jobs, whether it be communications or flagging or, everybody has a specialty out there, and they all know exactly what they're supposed to do. And quite honestly, it keeps guys like me all my life safe behind the wheel of these race cars.
And some of these teams have rolled in as early as a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. These safety workers taking time off of their jobs to come out
Absolutely.
here. This is vacation for them, and they're doing a great job working with us here, and can't thank them enough.
No pay here at all. I mean, these guys give up their time and come here, and this is what they give up their vacation time to do. This is their vacation. They love what they do, or they wouldn't be doing it here.
While we see the drivers now putting their helmets on, because of the number of cars in each division, I'm going to rip through the starting lineup right now, if that's okay, Dorsey. We'll see the... What's that? You know what? I'm not going to do that just yet. I'm excited to see who's in this field. John Bizignano has a great perspective from pit row. Let's go to Biz first.
Well, listen, guys, we've got two different kinds of Formula cars down here. Right now you're looking at the Formula M, or the Formula Mazda, and across the way, the white car is, of course, the Formula E, or the Formula Enterprise. These are spec cars. That means that they're all designed to the same specifications. Now, the Formula Enterprise might look a little bit more advanced. It's a later design, and the Formula Mazda has been around for many, many years. Now, one thing with the Formula Mazda boys just this weekend, something that they have to contend with, is a brand new Goodyear tire. This Eagle came in only for this event. Now, everyone has the same tires, but the fact that they have a new compound, it's much more sticky, and it's the first time that these cars have been on these tires all year long. That means that they have to adjust their driving style and adjust the chassis for the new rubber. The drivers love it. They love the challenge of playing around with the cars, and they love it to be more sticky, especially around Road Americas. Those long sweepers, everything feels very secure. Easier to go flat out. So two types of formulas, two types of spec cars. This is where the drivers, the difference in the drivers, make the champions.
Indeed, Biz, very well put. And with that new rubber, Dorsey, any notes from June Sprints, any notes from 3 weeks ago that they came up here and did a private test day, that kind of thing, that all changes the mix as well to get that right.
Yeah, but if Biz is correct there, this is their first time on that rubber, so they wouldn't really have had any time except for these 3 days prior to today where they did practice, and we talked about it earlier in an earlier race, that all 3 days were unique in their weather structure. We had warm weather when we first got here, then it turned cold, then it rained, then it got dry, then it got windy. So, I mean, they're changing stuff all the time on these cars.
And credit to the guys that are on the crews, the men, the women, the wives, the boyfriends, the engineer buddies. They all put their heads together. Case in point, Formula Mazda, with that new tire compound, only one of the competitors in the field was not the fastest on the final day. That means they really built their speed throughout the week and took advantage of developing that and making those adjustments, and that's what you need to become a national champion.
And a softer rubber compound, of course, gives you more grip, like Biz said. Normally you would have to worry about that softer compound getting overheated, but not today. It's cool out there, and actually it's getting cooler. I'd say we're only maybe 50. And that's perfect racing conditions for tires and engines and drivers, for that matter.
As the crews now are stepping away from their vehicles, we'll give you the grid and the names again. We'll read across the top of the screen as well as the drivers are getting ready. The crews are making their final adjustments, and we'll go through the grid of the Formula Enterprises, led by Scott Reddick on the pole. He is Super Sweep eligible as the Grand National Division champion. It's his third pole at the SCCA National Championship Runoffs in the Alliance Autosport Springboro Car Wash Machine. Jason Wolf will line up outside of row number 1. The 16-year-old is in his second runoffs opportunity. Last year he finished 14th in this class in his debut. Row number 2, car number 20, Matthew Inga of Fort Myers, Florida. 6th in the national points. Very much a contender here in the Atlas Copco Drilling Solutions Valvoline machine. Starting 4th at number 33 of Matthew Meyer, the June Sprints winner and Southeast Division champion. Row number 3, the number 3 of Tyler Walsh. He is in contention as well. He finished 13th here last year, but certainly the Central Division champion is looking for better than 5th here at the finish. Starting 6th, the number 59 of Scott McQueen of Huffman, Texas. He finished 2nd in national points. 9 top threes and 6 wins this season. So a very successful run this year. McQueen wants to top it off with a podium finish here in the National Championship Runoffs. Row number 4, the number 70, Brian Novak out of Dearborn, Michigan. He finished 5th here in 2007 as his opportunity continues to await him for another chance at a medal. Starting 8th, the number 98 of Patrick Gallagher. 19 years of age, has a gold, a silver, and a bronze already in his Runoffs resume. Looking for more as Gallagher in the 98. He'll start 8th. Starting 9th, the number 44 of Sam Beasley of Painesville, Ohio. 17 years of age, making his debut, representing the Great Lakes region. He finished 3rd in that division this year. Starting 10th, the number 71 of Ethan Ringel. 17 years of age in his first Runoffs. He finished 2nd in the Rocky Mountain division this year for Robinson Motorsports. Starting 11th, the number 22 of Dennis Markline of Dodgeville, Wisconsin. 7 top 5s this year and 7 races. Great job by him in the Markline Auto Body DJMSP, number 22. Starting 12th, the number 6, Steve Stadel of Scales Mound, Illinois. And he's 51 years of age, finished 5th here in 2009. So great job by Steve. He'll have to start from 12th and make an advance from there. Starting 13th, the number 48 of Patrick Lynn out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Junior Sprints driver who finished 7th is making his first Runoffs appearance. He finished 5th overall in the Southeast Division this year. Starting 14th, the number 2 of Jeff Beck out of Ingleside, Illinois. Jeff Beck, the veteran. He is in the One Formula sponsored machine by Formula Enterprises. A 22nd runoff. He has 4 top 3s out of 5 races this season in this division. Jeff Beck running a couple classes. In row number 8, Dorsey, we see the number 36 of Joseph Sturm out of Neenah, Wisconsin, last year's Formula E silver medalist. And Keith McDonald, hoping to improve on his 11th place finish a year ago, is the Northeast Division champion. He'll start 16th in car number 10.
And that was only Formula Enterprises. Now you got to throw in the mix of Formula Mazda. And on the pole there, it's Darrell Willis in car number 1. He is the Southwest Division champion. Starting alongside Douglas Peterson, who runs multiple classes as well. Second row goes to Steve Jenks and Alan McCallum. In our third row, Dave Vandenbush and Jason Winkelmolder will start alongside all these spec cars as we talked about before. In 7th place, it's Juan Mershon. And Juan has been around a long time running different classes. Stuart Reddy alongside him. Robert Noel, I should say, starts alongside Kurt Hurlson. Mel Kemper and Kim Denault bring up the next row. And then you have Rustin Hillenberg and Rodney Jessen, who round out the rest of the Formula Mazda field. 2 classes racing at one time. They'll be split at the start, but I bet they find each other quickly.
Well, Dorsey, you mentioned a lot of different names, a lot of different hometowns, and a lot of regions represented here in the National Championships. Again, the one time a year, and we see fresh rubber going out on the racetrack. We see the stickers on the tread as well, and they are excited. They've spent their time here. Monday began the qualifying days. Some drivers did not take time on Monday. There was some rain on Tuesday. So as things adjust and the new tire compound comes into play, it certainly made memories already for a number of these competitors, and they certainly want a strong finish and just the finish among these competitors. I mean, it's a golden opportunity for these guys to have a chance to see what they look like and how they gauge themselves head-to-head in national competition.
Well, you always see, guys go out on a racetrack like this, they're scrubbing tires, they're getting some tire temperature in there. But one thing you need to do, they'll be running brakes too, getting their brake temperature. You need to have a real good look around this racetrack. If this is your first time out, you start looking for those areas of clag on the outside of the corners. See where people have blown engines, where there's oil dry. We've had a full day of racing. There's a lot of different variables out there. It's a different racetrack right now than when they were last on it.
And we saw a bit of sunshine peeking through the clouds here. It's been an overcast day thus far at Road America, the SCCA National Championship Runoffs. 24 races over 3 days. That's 8 a day. And 28 different classes will be awarded the bronze, silver, or gold medal. And again, we have 2 classes at the same time here.
Looking at Formula Mazda here. This is their pace car. The other guys in Formula Enterprise, of course, now somewhere down around turn 5, I would guess. These are the Formula Mazda cars. They will get that much of a lead off the other cars, I should say.
And Dorsey, take a look how these cars come across. They do look identical.
Yeah, they're very, very, very close. These are older. Formula Mazda has been around a lot longer than Formula Enterprise is. So a little bit more old school, if you will. But it is a spec class. They're all identical to the other, and Formula Enterprise is another spec class.
And it doesn't appear they can play much with wing angle or even anything with the end plates.
But you dial in pretty much to what you have there. There's not a lot of adjustments, not as much so as some newer stuff,
Maybe a little bit of camber play there, that kind of thing, and tire pressures perhaps, but I don't know how that would play over the course of 13 laps.
Tire pressures are probably pretty much set. You go to these Goodyear will recommend, give or take, say 3 or 4 pounds of pressure. They'll tell you start them between here and here, and so it's going to be, it won't be much of a difference on a cool day like this anyway.
Weaving back and forth to get heat built up in those tires. The blood's pumping. We know that. They've been waiting all week to get their opportunity to turn them loose for racing here at Road America. As again, qualification times were established as soon as Monday of race week.
This is where the corner workers really come into play again, because remember, you got Formula Enterprise starting their race up front. Formula Mazda, some like 2 or 3 corners back behind them. When they get their green flag, if there's a big mix-up in turn 1 or turn 2 on Formula Enterprise, those corner workers will be doing the flagging to let these guys know trouble ahead, back it down, because in split classes, you never know on those starts what's going to happen.
Very good point. We saw the workers ahead of time. If you just joined us on the broadcast on speedcasttv.com, they were relaxing because they know the work ahead of them as well is far from over.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, this is a big field of cars, right, that they have to take care of each and every one of these drivers and each one of these cars, and they will do the best they can to move cars and drivers out of harm's way and let the racing go on under green flag circumstances if humanly possible.
They'll form up 2 by 2. Again, we mentioned Formula Enterprises will be the first class to take the green. There's 16 entries in that class. 14 rang the bell on Formula Mazda to make it a wonderfully competitive field. We will see, indeed, who will get the opportunity to lead into turn number 1. It's always exciting, especially in these spec classes. It comes down to gear ratios, not even the ratios. They're identical, too, so it's a matter of timing and skill for these drivers.
Yeah. And these are very nimble cars, open-wheel cars, like you see. They're lightweight. They have very good power-to-weight ratio. The one thing you don't want to do is get contact car to car, because the tires being out in the open like that, if you bump wheels with another car, it usually launches the one that's in the rear into an airborne situation, which we don't like seeing, and these drivers know quite well about that.
Scott Reddick going for that super sweep will lead the field to green in the Formula Enterprises FE on the short list of categories, how to best categorize. Jason Wolf, that young man at 16.9 years of age, outside of row number 1.
I don't know how they come up with that 0.9. I don't think I want to know, though. It's too much.
Everything's a scientific measure now.
Too much for my mind to deal with.
And the pace car will peel off.
I guess it's 9 months. I don't know.
And here comes Formula Enterprises to start their run at gold for 13 laps or 40 minutes, whichever may come first. Up the hill, led by Reddick and Wolf. Great field, great set, and we're underway in Formula Enterprises.
Nice start. Nice, clean, orderly start. No big advantage to anyone. And we're going to get side-by-side racing down into turn 1.
Reddick in the white car on the inside. Earned the pole position.
Woo! Good scrum going on here.
We'll take it on in, but look at the speed that youngster's carrying with that green cowling on top. That's Jason Wolf.
One car wide, couple cars gone wide there. Come back on course cleanly. Still cold tires. Pressures aren't up yet. You got to watch these brakes and see a little bit of smoke right there out of Scott Reddick.
Reddick's left front showing a little bit of smoke there going into turn number 3. Just a little bit of brake smoke here early on.
It's really easy to do that. Cold tires will lock and drag a tire, and you got to watch flat spotting them because they haven't cured yet. If you saw those guys on stickers with the stickers on the front of the tires, these are their first heat cycle, and they're really, really green right now. Here's the second start right now. Formula Mazda is Darrell Wills and Doug Peterson side by side.
And Wills is going after the super sweep as well. We're underway in Formula Mazda 2011 as well. Side by side, the pair of veterans going. It's 3 wide behind them, already for 5th.
That's not surprising.
Look at this. Gaggle into turn number 1. I say that word, but it really does take effect here. They are in a scrum heading into turn number 1 already.
Another good, clean start. Like to see that. Everybody's through safely down to turn 3.
Formula Mazda, again, in their opening moments, we see Peterson, that yellow number 87, all of the Pennzoil machine that Rick Mears took to victory, or excuse me, Johnny Rutherford took to victory at the Indy 500. It kind of has that same feel, the yellow on red numerals, the Pennzoil Chaparral. Really cool paint job on Peterson's number 87, leading now early in Formula Mazda.
See the third place car popping on the second here, trying to get a run down into turn 5. It's got position. We'll see if it sticks. Should. Also a pass for 4th.
Wow.
Still side by side. And remember what I talked to you about, bumping wheels. They're running real close.
Real close there into turn number 5. That's Peterson in that yellow number 87 leading.
Now work it out through here. These two corners. Oh, no, they didn't. Turn 7 side by side. That's not good. And you see almost what happened. That's another off-camber corner where the car loses grip at the exit. And you don't want to make passes where there's low grip if you can help it.
And that's Darrell Willis trying to get a handle on this race course. Again, a bit of a skittish run there, but still hangs on to second. We'll switch back to Formula Enterprises here, completing lap number 1.
Jason Wolf still leading Scott Reddick there, but Reddick with a good run headed down to turn 1. These cars draft really well, too. with open wheels like that, each of those wheels throws a huge vortex of air up in the up above it. And so when you tuck up behind them, you really get pulled in really well.
Reddick now sitting back in second, the pole sitter, watching the youngster, 16 years of age, Jason Wolf, lead this field in Fulman Enterprises out of Mount Vernon, Ohio, the Ohio Valley region. And Wolf is off to the races under the Sargento Bridge.
A little bit of a breakaway, those top two from the rest of that field. Not that far behind, but the two really starting to gap themselves.
Take a peek back to Formula Mazda now as they're already on the back half of the course. Coming through here, Peterson leading, but now Darrell Willis in that number one, the big white stripe down the center. He is putting pressure on, heading up the front stretch.
Yeah, Peterson got the lead now and is running up here. Again, just like the Formula Enterprise cars, these are very good equal cars. They draft well off one another, so there is going to be strategy involved.
And to lap one, it's Peterson. Darrell Wills, Alan McCollum is also in the mix in the number 19. Juan Marichon, the 2009 gold medalist, sits fourth now.
Jason Wolf pops to the inside, does not get that position, and might lose second because he didn't get that position. He will lose second.
Peterson and Formula Mazda now leading here. It's Darrell Willis on the outside, getting pressured.
Well, that was pretty sportsmanlike to let that go. Normally, in a pro race that wouldn't happen. I wouldn't think that pass would have stuck.
Put the nose in and keep it there throughout the corner. Again, this is the Formula Mazda run. The Formula Mazda run. I'm trying to get them squared up here. Formula Enterprises on track with Formula Enterprises and Formula Mazda at the same time.
They look very, very similar, so it's very hard, when we switch from one class to the other to know which is which.
We'll keep it straight, really. By the end of lap 13, we'll have it figured out.
As long as they have it figured out, I guess.
Peterson leading the Formula Mazda. The zoom on the campaign for Mazda. Zoom on the side panel, on the side pod of Peterson's car, leading Darrell Willis now in Formula Mazda. Running third is Alan McCallum. There we see the white number 11 of Juan Marichon and the number 68 machine coming into frame.
And we
Steve Jenks, who started third.
Back to our overall lead, Jason Wolf on Scott Reddick. See, I was talking about that before. They've broke away into a two-car pack, and behind them another two-car pack.
Matthew Mayer, the June Sprints winner, inside of the Matthew Inga, the number 20 machine. Inga will hang out of this spot for now.
That's the second time I've seen someone make that move into inside of turn one and not be able to get the job done. That's a little bit surprising. I think maybe they're just leaving it too late. They're making that move too late. Because turn one is quite fast. You don't slow up that much for turn one, to be honest with you.
Formula Mazda, Formula Enterprises under full anger here around this 4-mile race course at Road America. This, again, is two classes running at the same time.
This is a much better pass area. Watch here.
Here we go.
That's the way to do it. Down into 5. This is the slowest corner on the entire racetrack. It requires severe braking from top speed all the way down into some cases first gear. So that is a great passing opportunity there.
Inga and Mayer now. It's Mayer with the advantage after that pass in turn 5, so they give the 33 of Mayer the third position momentarily. Fourth is that yellow-winged machine of Matthew Inga. Fifth is Patrick Gallagher in the number 98. Tyler Walsh runs sixth, the number 3.
This car is very light. You see right there when you're going down into the brake zone turn 8, they get a little directional. You have to stay on top of that brake bias, make sure your balance front to rear is what you need. This racetrack, like I said, I would have to assume at this point of being the last race of the day is slippery, particularly offline. It must be really dirty if you get pushed offline.
Yeah, we see evidence there, that black stuff that usually is a tire buildup in the racing line, but that's really outside the racing line where we see those little spots of tire balls as well.
Oh, a lot of speed right here. Let's see if he makes that corner. Yep, good job.
That is the battle for the lead up front. Scott Reddick chasing down that youngster we talked about. Jason Wolf in the number 23 machine had a moment.
Yeah, Jason
Reddick not able to capitalize.
Jason really drove her down into Canada corner hard, and I was really wondering if he was going to be able to get from the center part of the corner off without going too wide. He did a good job right there. Didn't leave many cards on the table. That's about as far as you're going to get into that corner and get back out of it.
Wolf finished third at the June Sprints. Scott Reddick, in almost a perfect season, was a DNF at the June Sprints. Reddick. Overall national points champion is Reddick, now running second, trying to chase him down. Will he make a move this time into turn 1?
Well, you see, he didn't back away. He lost ground back there, but by being a little further back, he gets a good toe. These cars do really pull one another around a lot.
Reddick now hounding the youngster.
Jason Wolf
turn 3.
I tell you, he's really, really good getting into these corners, bringing in a lot of speed.
And he finished 14th last year, so the kid really has learned a lot in a year's time.
I would say that's right.
Jason Wolf again out of Mount Vernon, Ohio. The J Motorsports number 23 machine leading since the outset. Started on front row with Reddick.
Scott Reddick, of course, is a multiple class driver. He's getting a lot of seat time. Tries an outside maneuver. He'll try to duck back underneath here, get a run up the inside. If he can make that stick, and he will take the lead in turn 6. Watch this.
Pulling even inside of turn number 6.
Nice job.
Wolf gives way just slightly.
Now, see, that's what I was talking about. That's what exactly you do. When it falls off camber on the outside of that corner like that, the only thing you're going to do is get run off into the grass. You have to give way. That's when I knew the pass would stick, when I saw it happen in 6.
Scott Reddick using his experience to his advantage at this point. Already a gold medal winner in Runoffs competition.
And the young man will learn that, in a perfect world when everybody's buddy-buddy, you can run outside of somebody like that. But in the real world, if a guy wants to win, he's going to push you in the dirt.
Yeah, and Reddick has a lot of experience as well as the 2010 Formula Enterprises Pro Series champion. So in terms of learning, this young man's going to task right here with Reddick now leading the way.
And he'll log that one in his memory book, no question about it. That turn 6, turn 7, both of them are really off camber at the exits where the banking is opposing the car's grip. So you lose grip and you can't help but run out wide anyway. So being outside of somebody in that condition is not where you want to be.
Not in contest as the lead now as Darrell Willis has taken command of the Formula Mazda. That's Willis right there in the number 1. Both our race leaders going after a super sweep at the same time. Willis here in the number 1 won the Southwest Division Championship out of Deer Park, Texas. Also won the June Sprints. He won here last year. Willis is on a run here, and a super sweep could be his if he's able to hang on to the point. Peterson now trails in second.
Darrell Wills, yeah, I'll tell you, it's a real nice, clean car that he's driving, and it's not his first time around here, like you say. He's got a pretty good lead. I'm surprised at that lead already this early in the race.
Wills also won the National Point Championship. Part of the eligibility needed to have the super sweep even to be eligible. Peterson now runs second. He had the early lead in that yellow 87, but Wills just logging that perfect position, getting the lead away as two classes continue under full song here in the SCCA National Championships Formula Enterprises, and this is the Formula Mazda run for second for the moment for Doug Peterson, the 87.
As it gets darker outside, you see more and more of that flame on the decel of these Mazdas. Like I said before, that's not anything to be alarmed about. That it's just raw fuel in the exhaust system. When they back off the throttle, these engines use fuel to cool themselves, and you get those big flames like that.
There's Alan McCallum running third in the number 19 machine. He's pretty much settled into third spot. He was closer to Peterson a couple laps ago. Now that's opening up a bit between second and now third.
And plus it looks cool.
Sitting fourth is the 68 of Steve Jenks. We haven't mentioned Steve a whole lot, but he did start top 5 and continues running in the fourth position in Formula Mazda.
That's actually surprising if you're in the situation and it starts getting dark like it is right now because of the clouds. If you're right tucked up behind a guy in that exhaust flames like that, it's blinding. It's really, really bright in your face. I mean, it's almost like white compared to the orange that we're seeing when you're up behind one of those, and you can feel the heat from it too, believe me.
We see Dale Vanderbush now coming into contention here. We see the number 11 machine of Juan Marchand up to third, now back into the 6th position there in that white car with black wings. 2 spots behind him is the 12 of Vanderbush. A great run there as they're battling for
I didn't think about it.
5th, 6th, and 7th.
I guess that's why most of these guys don't have mustaches.
Why is that?
Because they get burnt off.
They get that close to the rear of the car ahead of them. I gotcha.
Some debris up there in the racetrack. I don't know if that's... it was just at the bad part of the racetrack as it starts to come down in the brake zone. Looked like a couple pieces of fiberglass or carbon or something up there. I didn't see any corner. There's no corner worker really close to that, unfortunately, as turn 5 is further down that hill.
After the crest of the hills, we're talking about heading into turn number 5. You saw something there.
There 2 pieces of something laying out there in the racetrack. And that's really fast right there. Let's just put it that way. It's the fastest part of the racetrack.
There we see the number 4 of Mel Kemper, Norpac Division champion this year. Mel's got a solid run in the Formula Mazda division. Running in the 11th position right now.
Flat out through here, around that carousel, down through the kink. No lift. You see it a little bit four-wheel drift there. There's that stuff. See it flying around up there?
Yep, the Enterprises car now have gone through that little area. Just a bit of debris at the crest of the hill heading into turn 5.
And I think Scott Reddick actually hit that. We're hearing that 33 car is got loose bodywork. Matthew Mayer, possibly that could be part of what was seen as debris.
Well, he and Matthew Enger were really going at it back and forth there for position. They're third and fourth right down the racetrack.
Could have knocked a side panel loose or something, but there's definitely was a couple pieces of something that has been run over now for the last 2 laps.
Let's give you the rundown on Formula Enterprises. Scott Reddick leads. Jason Wolf is second. Matthew Enger third. Tyler Walsh up to fourth. Patrick Gallagher is fifth. Matthew Mayer back to sixth. Brian Novak, Sam Beasley, Dennis Markline, and Jeff Beck, your top 10 in Formula Enterprises.
Unlike a street tire, these race tires, these slicks, don't have a great deal of rubber, not compared to like a street tire. So they're very susceptible to punctures because there just really isn't, there isn't hardly any rubber there. They're meant to go about a half hour.
What's amazing to know is about the thickness of a credit card.
Yeah.
Is all the tire tread you have.
It doesn't take much to puncture one of these tires, and that's why, my trained eye sees that debris right away.
You don't want to hear anything about it. As a racer, you don't want to be anywhere near it.
Well, your open face helmet, you're not open face helmet, but your open helmet, you're into the wind there. You got a helmet with a face shield on, and you don't want things flying up, hitting you in the head. It's funny little things that you learn as you drive these kind of cars. Like in the springtime, in the fall, and turtles come out on the racetrack, you can't go over them.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. No matter where you are, I remember recalling the story of Rick Mears talking about a bird at Indy in practice.
Anything
had to go
like
through
that.
the windscreen. A little bird just as you went down the backstretch. It's crazy to know things can happen.
Chipmunk, turtle, any little thing.
We'll continue underway here in Formula Enterprises, led by Scott Reddick over Jason Wolf and Matthew Enga. In Formula Mazda, it's Douglas Peterson over Alan McCallum now into second, and Steve Jenks into third. We'll continue watching it here, and hopefully you'll stay with us on our coverage on SpeedcastTV.com and HD, brought to you by Volkswagen. We'll be right back.
This portion of the 48th Annual SCCA National Championship Runoffs is being brought to you by Mazda, Zoom Zoom, by Black Magic Car Care Products, and by Gumout, cleaning since 1945.
What do you drive? Is it inspiring? Was it built by a behemoth car maker? Or insightful craftsmen obsessing over the details, building better cars for a discerning few? Are you one of the few who care about what you drive and how it drives? We're with you because we believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. We build Mazdas. What do you drive?
Gumout Regain Complete Fuel System Cleaner helps restore lost horsepower and fuel economy. Just pour an entire bottle of Gumout Regain into your tank before your next fill-up. Powerful cleaning additives attach themselves to fuel system carbon deposits and safely and effectively lift them away. That way, deposits burn up, then pass through the exhaust. Gumout Regain additives even leave a protective barrier to help keep new deposits from forming for up to 3,000 miles. Get a bottle of Gumout Regain Complete Fuel System Cleaner today for reduced engine hesitation, surging and knocking, as well as restored fuel economy and lost horsepower, all within one fill-up.
Okay, it's time to face facts. You're a gearhead. You treat the freeway on-ramp like your own personal racetrack, and you love the smell of burning rubber. Well, good news, Speed Junkie. The Sports Car Club of America wants you. With 40,000 members and 2,000 events across the country, the SCCA has all the wheel-spinning, engine-revving excitement you can handle. Want to dance on the edge of control? In SCCA Solo, you'll learn the blacktop two-step with an army of cones trying to trip you up. If slinging mud is your thing, check out SCCA Rallycross, where power slides and rooster tails are the name of the game. And if wheel-to-wheel competition is what you crave, SCCA Club Racing lets you chase the checkered flag on America's toughest racetracks. Join the Sports Car Club of America today and feed your obsession.
And we're back, and the action continues to heat up as we're approaching halfway in the Formula Mazda and Formula Enterprises combined event here in the SCCA National Championship Runoffs at Road America. This is the battle for sixth position in Formula Mazda. That's Juan Marichal in the number 11 machine. Boy, that's some great racing there with the number 21 of Stuart Reddy. Stuart Reddy out of Houston, Texas,
and
ready
Mel
to go at it in his first ever runoffs.
Right there, too. This is a three-way battle for position. And it's heating up, and it's getting dark out, too.
And in that mix is the 12 of Dale Vanderbush. Vanderbush now going by.
I don't know if that was a missed shift. Something went wrong.
Reddy is off pace.
Yeah, he's off pace for sure, and he almost got rear-ended as a result. I think either he missed a gear or he's got gearbox problems of some sort. But definitely Didn't come off that corner with the gusto that the rest did. Now it looks like he's going. I think he missed a gear.
Back at it in the number 21 machine is Stuart Reddy. Scary moment there. Great maneuvering, evasive maneuvers there. And I do have to make one correction. Prior to our commercial break, I said that our race leader in Formula Mazda was Doug Peterson. It actually still remains Darrell Wills. So if you're tuning in to watch Darrell Wills run, he's still got a great run going for what potentially could be the first Super Sweep winner of 2011 at the SCCA National Championship Runoffs. He continues to lead in Formula Mazda, working lap number 8 here out of 13, or 40 minutes, whichever comes first, in this combined class run.
Well, Mel Kemper was third in that scrum there. Now he is leading it, and that position actually is for 24th overall, and about 7th or 8th, I think. I have to count that, because we've got both classes going here.
And there's the 21 of Stuart Reddy. That's the car that dropped speed drastically.
I know
dramatically. Exactly. Which one? Pick one. Not both.
Both.
Off of turn 14.
I think that was just a missed gear. I think he came off that second gear and missed the second, third upshift. And you saw, almost got rear-ended as a result of that. When you're running that close behind somebody, it's all it takes. Trouble here, car on the wall.
Driver's right.
Yeah, that's out of turn 2. Hearing that was a mechanical failure on suspension and spawning of things backed into the wall. That is just coming out of turn 1 through what they call turn 2, which is not really a turn at all. It's a bend, as you can see.
Scary spot as well. It's
not
over the rise, over the crest of the hill.
That
down
could
to turn
bring
3.
out a full course caution as we see a pass attempt. No, he's got it made, but will he stop? Yes, he will. That could bring out a full course caution if he's backed into that wall there. It's a very not safe place because it's blind to the driver. It's on the slope of a hillside on a downhill run.
That was Brian Novak making the move in the number 70 over Sam Beasley for 6. Give the spot to Novak out of Dearborn, Michigan. Novak was a national champion in Formula 500 back in 2007. Made a nice move there to earn 6th position.
Thought he got in too deep, but he didn't. He did a real good job of getting that center down to the apex and being able to launch out of there without extending too far, opening up the outside or inside.
That is the 70. We just mentioned into the 6th position in Formula Enterprises.
Haven't heard any kind of a caution situation. So once again, the corner workers, hats off to them, must have been able to get that car out and around the end of that barrier into a safe position.
There is Novak in full frame, running in the 6th position in Formula Enterprises, working lap number 9 of 13, up through Canada Corner, up to the Billy Mitchell Bend.
Looks so different with that barrel. Oh, here comes a safety truck right in the middle of the race. Oh, I hate when I see that. That was the number 20 that was in the wall we were talking about.
Matthew Inga was in a metal position at the time of the failure on his machine.
Sounds what we heard as a wheel broke. I've had that happen before, too. That's something that you really don't want to see, is have the center of a wheel break out unexpectedly.
So Inga drops from 3rd, well down in the order, but good to see that the safety efforts continue. Inga's car is the one that was right at the top of the hill heading into turn number 3 that had the issue.
And we have to assume the car, it's right there. There is the safety truck. It's still backed up in the wall there. And, boy, I hate seeing those safety vehicles run out into the racetrack like that with these cars. But, we're under time constraints here at the Runoffs, whereas you can't do the same things you would normally do. You can't red flag for a while and fix problems because there's no time when we're running from daylight to day night or day night.
Day night. Hey, that's another new word we made up during the race. All right, good one, Dorsey.
Day night.
Nice run by Patrick Lennon, number 48 machine in Formula Enterprises. He's now up in the 12th position, make that 11th as he's working on Joseph Stern in the 36th for that spot.
Yeah, those guys have been going at it now. As you see them coming into frame, they've been hounding one another quite a bit. And here comes a pass attempt down into 5. Not a problem. Nice clean pass so far. A little bit wide, but not that bad.
Gives 12th position to Patrick Lennon, number 48 machine, up the hill in turn number 6, makes the left-hander. Does the 28-year-old from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, ran 5th in the Southeast Division this year. 13 races he's run this year, so this man has had a lot.
That's a lot of races, 13 races in a season. Normally you're lucky to get 6 or 7 in.
In his first run at the National Championship here in SCCA competition.
And obviously, the more seat time or the more races you can log, the better you're always going to be. The problem with that is that these guys don't get paid to do this. They all have jobs, and taking time off away from work will get you fired. I can tell you that. I got fired. Sure glad I got fired, though.
Yeah. Dorsey, it's a lot of fun to hang out with you here, especially when it comes to getting back to the pure intent of amateur road racing. You mentioned, obviously, a great professional career, and these drivers want to be someday going, I'd had this accomplished, check mark, check mark, check mark in my pro career. A lot of these guys have aspirations to do that. Some are just doing it for the love. Scott Reddick certainly knows how to get it done and is a very fast racer no matter what he rides.
You got all walks
or amateur.
All walks of life here in the runoffs. I mean, there's everything you can imagine. 16-year-old kids, 17-year-old kids, 60, 70-year-old men, racing against them. All types of cars, all types of people, all different type of occupations. You do what you can, but one thing that's synonymous across the board is all the people that are here love what they're doing.
There's another great look at Scott Reddick on his way to what could be a super sweep run in the Formula Enterprises run. The Alliance Autosports Springboro Car Wash machine is out front, the Great Lakes Division champion, all by himself now in the number 17 machine.
5.5 second lead is huge. This would be a great sweep if he can do this. It's such a hard task to accomplish.
No doubt Jeff Danner, the president of SCCA, is on alert because not only is Reddick in position to win the super sweep, so is the other class leader right now. It's Darrell Wills in Formula Mazda. So indeed 2 awards could be going out that are some of the toughest to find in all of racing.
That's amazing. We got a split class, and we're going to have 2 guys make Triple Crown if they in fact do pull this off.
There is Reddick again, now intermingling with the Formula Mazda machines.
Not lapping his way through. He's just coming through 2 different classes, so it doesn't really. I mean, they're not racing against each other. They're both racing at the same time on the same track.
This is Darrell Wills, the race leader and national point champion in the Formula Mazda category.
He's out by himself,
building his lead as well.
Absolutely, yeah. He's equally big lead to the other class leaders. So these guys now, if they can just hold it together for 3 more laps.
Plus 7 seconds is Wills now in his number 1 Hillenberg Motorsports machine, one of 3 Hillenberg Motorsports cars in the field today. Southwest Division champion has 10 wins on the year in 12 events, all of them podiums.
12 events and 10 wins. That's a pretty good average, I'd say. Nothing to sneeze about there.
Representing the Houston region, taking back the gold and bragging rights for the 2011 campaign awaits Darrell Wills, leading the Formula Mazda division, working lap number 11 for Wills.
Down here,
solitary confinement for him right now. What do you think he's going through? He's won a lot of races this year. On the cusp of a super sweep, which is something that eludes a lot of racers. Some never get a chance to do it, and he looks like he's well in hand.
I don't think he's thinking about the super sweep. I think right now he's just talking his way through these final laps. He's got to get around here a couple more times as cleanly as he's been so far. With those 10 wins you're talking about, he knows how to win. He's obviously an accomplished driver. And these last couple laps, when you got this kind of a lead, like I said before, you know that you cannot be caught from behind if you don't make a mistake. So what do? You don't make a mistake. You talk your way through 2 more laps, hit your marks, get all your brake marks, get your turn-ins, and do what got you here.
Car number 3 is Tyler Walsh, a 20-year-old driver running 3rd in Formula Enterprises. Take a good look at his entry into the carousel. Good run by Tyler. Came up here, ran the June Sprints. Central Division champion. Actually came down from Excelsior, Minnesota.
It's hard to come down when you come to Wisconsin. There's hardly anything up from there.
International Falls, then Wisconsin, and then before you know it, you're in Missouri.
Except Greg Creamer, he was up there too.
That's right.
At one point in time.
That's right. He can speak Brainerd.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he can. Could be snowing up there by now.
It's a cooling off here, but it's certainly heating up for the final few laps in Formula Enterprises and Formula Mazda here at Road America. Glad you're joining us on SpeedcastTV.com. Coverage brought to you in HD by Volkswagen for the first time this year. Looking forward to a great run to the finish as the number 3 of Tyler Walsh continues to encircle the racetrack. Last year he started 4th and finished 13th, a lap down. So what a great improvement in a year's time for the 20-year-old out of Minnesota.
Comes by on his 12th of 13 laps. 1 more in the book, and we'll have 2 champions and possible 2 Triple Crowns.
Super Sweep awaits both
Super
Scott Reddick. As Scott Reddick and Darrell Wills, we mentioned, are in contention. They've had to win their division. They've had to claim the national points title. They've already done that. They need to win one of 9 Super Sweep events of the year before the runoffs. They've done that, and now if they win the runoffs title, they are indeed in the elusive company of Super Sweep champions.
It's hard to win specific races like that, where you got to win these races in what order, to get to even have the possibility of being here with a chance to win. So this will be great if we can pull off 2, you and myself, and the other guys got 0 on the other team. So
Scott Reddick, speaking of Greg Creamer and Chip Herr, who are doing the commentary with us this year, and it's great to just be around a great group of people on our SpeedcastTV.com crew. It's a lot of fun and a lot of work. We certainly appreciate you hanging out with us and enjoying the run.
Of course, Greg Creamer's right behind us. We will pay dearly tomorrow, I'm sure.
Scott Reddick again leading here. We take another glimpse at the national point champion in Formula Enterprises.
Good clean run
on his
for Scott.
final circuit.
Yep, got a half a lap to go. No real pressure from behind. He's got 5.5 second lead over Jason Wolf. Tyler Walsh third presently, and Patrick Gallagher up to 4th in Formula Enterprise.
Reddick was pressured by Jason Wolf early on. Wolf had the lead for the first 2 circuits. Reddick then applied the pressure, made the pass, and has a 5-second cushion in the final few corners here to win not only his second gold medal in a row, but claim the Super Sweep and the SCCA National Championship runoffs title in 2011. Up the hill for the final time comes Reddick. The Formula Enterprises Super Sweep belongs to Scott Reddick in 2011. He wins it, going away by 5 seconds. Our first Super Sweep winner of the weekend. Reddick, the winner in Formula Enterprises. Jason Wolf will come across the line 5.4 seconds in arrears. We'll switch over to Formula Mazda, Dorsey.
Darrell Wills, here's your leader. He also looking for a triple sweep or super sweep. He is now going through the entrance to the carousel, about a half a lap away from his national championship and the second of the super sweep winners of today.
One of this Texans' outside division runs in a national point category was right here at Road America back in June. He won the June sprints. He's in contention here in his final few corners to win the Super Sweep. Wills out of Deer Park, Texas, for the 5th time at the SCCA National Championship runoffs, looking for his 3rd medal, and it's going to be a sweet one because it's going to come along with a presentation of a Super Sweep award by SCCA President Jeff Dannert.
7-second lead over second place. That's not going to go away. All he's got to do now, one more corner and the uphill climb to his championship.
Sure holds a pretty wheel through 14 here, using every bit of that asphalt up this long straightaway, 3,025 feet long. About halfway through that will be the finish line. And success, mission accomplished. What a great season for Darrell Wills, winning the Super Sweep in Formula Mazda in 2011.
Well, glad to say at the end of the day, we've had a very successful day of racing. This class, which had potential to get involved with each other, 2 classes running at once, clean and green.
Doug Peterson will get the silver. Alan McCallum finishes 3rd. Steve Jenks ends up 4th, 1 spot off the podium in Formula Mazda. Jason Mickmulder in the number 18 machine comes across 5th. The Central Division champ finishes 5th, matching his 3rd place finish a year ago. 2 top 5s for Jason. Good job and a good run by him as well. Again, 2 different classes at the same time competing on course. A very spirited run. Unfortunately for Matthew Engle, the lone incident of the race took him from 3rd with a broken component on his car. Otherwise, this race was run to perfection. Reddick passing Jason Wolf early on for the lead and pulled away to victory. And how sweet it will be for Scott Reddick to come up pit road knowing that Super Sweep trophy awaits. Something you think about probably on the ride here going, okay, if we get it all right, boys. I'm not saying we are, but if we can, if we hope, if we pray, we do it right.
He's probably getting that first thought in his head right about here because, you deal with the race as it plays out before you. You really don't think about the championship or the fact that you've done a super sweep. But right now you do because it's all over with the adrenaline right now. You're just glad that everything went your way today.
Reddick stops, pops the wheel off, and I would think however long it takes is fine with him as a Super Sweep champion. There's Jason Wolf. 16 years of age, certainly went to task on finding a way around this course and following a true champion to the finish line. Wolf will pick up a silver medal in his 2nd runoffs.
Not shabby there, especially at his age.
Bright future indeed for this young man.
Somebody put that car in gear. It's about to run away.
It's used to going fast. Even if it's sitting still, it still wants to get in motion.
It's a downhill going backwards on this pit lane. I'm thinking, I hope somebody is aware of that.
Great job by those two gentlemen. A great spirited duel for the lead early on and before Reddick pulled away. Tyler Walsh now joins them as a third-place finisher. That 20-year-old certainly had a good run as well. We'll talk to each of our podium finishers here with John Bizignano, and Biz is down on grid with a super sweep champion. Biz?
I am. Scott's looking around. He's the second-time medal winner today. Gold medal coming up from the SCCA, and congratulations, Scott, on a gold medal, and congratulations on a super sweep. My God, what a drive, mate. Now, you had some goings on there in the beginning laps, but after that you took off. What was it like?
Well, my team, Alliance Autosport, they gave me a great car. Got to thank all my sponsors, Hoosier, Redline, PDI Communications, Springboro Car Wash. I mean, we've been the car to beat all year. Jason certainly stepped up his game and gave me a run for my money early, but I knew when my car came in, I was waiting to make my move, and I should be able to pull away.
Before the race, you told me you were just going to try, take it easy the first few laps, wait till the tires get in. You weren't a little bit worried about the cold weather and so forth. Did that obviously that worked out as planned?
Well, I mean, that was my strategy. You can't win it in the first few laps, but you can certainly lose it.
This type of racing, spec racing, everything's supposed to be equal. But the people who are preparing this car, of course, your talent is obvious, but the people who are preparing this car are giving you every chance to have some kind of an edge.
Al's been the lead mechanic on my car all these years, and he just gives me an incredible car. And Ray, Sir, and Joe, and all the many people, Ned, all the people who help us out. And, we just have an incredible team, and, I just drive.
Well, you did it very well today. Congratulations, buddy.
Thanks.
All right. Listen, why don't you take a break back to the booth, and we're going to come back and talk to our Formula Mazda winner. He still has his helmet and everything on. We'll be right back. Back to the booth, guys.
Sounds good, Biz. We'll let Scott Reddick take that well-earned lap of honor as well as Doug Peterson rolls up next to him in the 87 machine. Doug Peterson also is going to be receiving an award. It's a silver this time around for Peterson as the cars now, the top three in each division, roll up on the grid. Again, all the cars have to go through the tech area. Stringent rules, and especially in a spec category, Dorsey, that indeed, that little bit of an edge. All those people that Scott Reddick mentioned exemplify the effort it takes to get that 1/10 of a second fast.
And that's great that he got the ability to, give the kudos to those guys, because they don't get paid. This is not professional racing. Those guys, whatever their job is during the week, they're taking time off. They're taking their vacation time to work on this guy's car, to get him the possibility and give him a car that he can compete like this.
Let's go back down to Biz on the grid with another one of our celebrated victors.
Darrell, let me tell you, you were saying it before this race, you're a little unsure because of the new Goodyear tires. You loved them, but there was something that you'd never raced before. Now, obviously, it worked out very well for you.
Oh, these tires are awesome. They, I think they gave us another probably, 0.4 of a second. And in this cold weather, they grip way better than the other tires. But yeah, they're awesome. And you look at them, usually I can burn a set of these things in a race. They look great.
They look great. They look like they're ready to go again. Well, first of all, let's get your medal on you. Bonnie's going to give you your SCCA gold medal. And congratulations on that. Tell us about the race. You almost made it look easy. No, you almost made it look easy.
Well, yeah, there's some camera shots that I think are going to look pretty good because we had to kind of interlock these cars a few times through the turns. It was pretty tight with me and Alan and Doug, but what a lot of fun.
Once you got away from them, there's no way that they could come after you. Again, I asked this to the other winner with a spec formula like this. How do you make it better than the other cars that are designed exactly the same?
It's hard to say because that is a very well developed car and very well prepared, and so is this one. I mean, these three cars, a lot of time spent on them. I guess you just you kind of evaluate your own driving and where you think you can pick up time. Basically, if you don't scare yourself in the corners, there's something on the table.
And the super sweep?
That's right.
Congratulations, buddy. All right, again, another big smile out of you. Congratulations on the super sweep and a beautiful drive to a gold medal.
Thank you very much.
All right, guys, there's two what we call spec formula drivers down here. Well, obviously what they didn't want to say is the driver's talent that makes the difference, and they showed it here today.
He didn't think about it till the end here. That's a typical driver. You know, he was logged in to do what he had to do today to get this win, and that didn't even register until Biz just said him. Oh, and by the way, that's cool.
Formula Enterprises top three, Scott Reddick, again, a super sweep and a championship to savor. Jason Wolf, the silver. Tyler Walsh gets the bronze medal. In Formula Mazda, Doug Peterson finishes second to the man we just heard from, Darrell Wills, the super sweep champ in Formula Mazda. Congrats to Darrell. Doug Peterson again second. Alan McCallum will join them on the podium as the bronze medal winner in Formula Mazda. Great action, two different divisions. We'll take a look at the results here. First in Formula Mazda, we talked to Darrell Wills. Looking at the top 10 in this category, what a great run. Jason Minkamulder mentioned the Central Division champion, fifth. Vanderbush, Kemper, Kurt Harrelson, again, a strong top 10 run for him, second year in a row. Juan Marchand, 2009 champ, ends up ninth, beating out Robert Knoll in a spirited battle we showed you briefly, but what a great run it was for them. Formula Enterprises, top 10, Reddick, Wolf, Walsh. Gallagher snuck in there. We talked about that young man. Getting us gold, silver, and bronze already in just his three runoffs, so now he adds a fourth-place finish, one off the podium.
A lot of driving going on there. Brian Novak, Sam Beasley, 5th and 6th. Scott McQueen, Dennis Markline. Jeff Beck and Patrick Lynn round out the field in Formula Enterprise.
Jeff Beck got up into the 9th position. There we see now Scott Reddick in that checkered flag high above the cockpit of his Formula Enterprises machine. Reddick is taking his lap of honor. He'll be joined by Darrell Wills in celebrating two Super Sweep champions here at the 2011 SCCA National Championship Runoffs, the 48th running in what is indeed a spirited classic and a congratulatory run for indeed two Super Sweep winners, Scott Reddick in Formula Enterprises, and Darrell Wills wraps up a great season as the overall champion and Super Sweep crown winner in Formula Mazda, winning here at Road America in SCCA Runoffs competition. The best of the best, the Olympics of amateur road racing, capped off by two spec classes, a wonderful day of racing. Congrats to both of those winners. Thanks for joining us here on SpeedcastTV.com. On behalf of Dorsey Schrader, I'm Jim Trado. Thanks for watching.
This portion of the 48th Annual SCCA National Championship Runoffs is being brought to you by Mazda, Zoom Zoom, by Black Magic Car Care Products, and by Gumout, cleaning since 1945.
What do you drive? Is it inspiring? Was it built by a behemoth car maker? Or insightful craftsmen obsessing over the details, building better cars for a discerning few? Are you one of the few who care about what you drive and how it drives? We're with you because we believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. We build Mazdas. What do you drive?
Gumout Regain Complete Fuel System Cleaner helps restore lost horsepower and fuel economy. Just pour an entire bottle of Gumout Regain into your tank before your next fill-up. Powerful cleaning additives attach themselves to fuel system carbon deposits and safely and effectively lift them away. That way, deposits burn up, then pass through the exhaust. Gumout Regain additives even leave a protective barrier to help keep new deposits from forming for up to 3,000 miles. Get a bottle of Gumout Regain Complete Fuel System Cleaner today for reduced engine hesitation, surging and knocking, as well as restored fuel economy and lost horsepower, all within one fill-up.
Okay, it's time to face facts. You're a gearhead. You treat the freeway on-ramp like your own personal racetrack, and you love the smell of burning rubber. Well, good news, Speed Junkie. The Sports Car Club of America wants you. With 40,000 members and 2,000 events across the country, the SCCA has all the wheel-spinning, engine-revving excitement you can handle. Want to dance on the edge of control? In SCCA Solo, you'll learn the blacktop two-step with an army of cones trying to trip you up. If slinging mud is your thing, check out SCCA Rallycross, where power slides and rooster tails are the name of the game. And if wheel-to-wheel competition is what you crave, SCCA Club Racing lets you chase the checkered flag on America's toughest racetracks. Join the Sports Car Club of America today and feed your obsession.